What up, my peeps? It's your Knuckle Big Rucker back at you again with another action figure review. This time courtesy of Hasbro Marvel Legends. We have the X-Men Bonebreaker wave. This is Marvel's Vulcan. Vulcan, aka Gabriel Summers, who happens to be the brother to Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, and Alexander Summers, aka Havoc. Yes, indeed. We can see here in the packaging, we've got the accessories, and you can see the Build-A-Figure piece there. You've got the X-Men logo, Marvel's Vulcan, there at the bottom. Turn it to the side, you've got some nice artwork showing Vulcan and displaying his powers. Looks pretty good. And looking there on the back, we have more of that artwork. You see the Build-A-Figure wave below. To our left, you've got the Build-A-Figure Bonebreaker himself, and to our right, you have these 7 figures in this wave, 6 of which are necessary to build Bonebreaker. Wolverine, who's first up down there in the lineup, is unneeded. You have Siren, who we reviewed along with Wolverine, Heat Claws Wolverine, I might add. Then you've got Havoc, the aforementioned. You've got Gabriel Summers, aka Vulcan. You've got Maggot, Darwin, and also whom we've already reviewed. You have classic appearance Sabretooth. More of that artwork on the side. You've got the spot varnished X-Men logo at the bottom and at the top. And you've got the legalese at the bottom. So take a look at their packaging, because at some point this style packaging is going away in favor of plastic-less packaging. So without further ado, let's get Vulcan out of his packaging. As far as accessories go, Vulcan comes with the torso of Bonebreaker here. You could see all of the arms. Everything is already connected up. And the torso is molded in a green. The arms are molded flesh colored, and you've got the gloves there. He does have a collar piece which is separate, so be very careful with that until you get all the pieces and get them fitted together. So yeah, that's the Build-A-Figure piece for Bonebreaker. Vulcan also comes with an additional set of fists for Bonebreaker, so that's pretty cool. Looks like Vulcan got loaded up with accessories for Bonebreaker, but basically were pretty light for himself. And by that, what I mean is Vulcan only comes with an additional set of open hands. And see if I can at least get them in focus. There you go. And that's all Vulcan comes with. You looked at the images, the pictures on the packaging, you saw that he's got a pretty impressive power set, but we have nothing to demonstrate those powers. So it is what it is. So here we have Vulcan on our rotating base. You can see you're getting a 360-degree visual of the figure front and back. And at first glance, get it out the way, this is quite possibly the most anticipated figure in this wave because of the body mold. This is the new body mold that was introduced by Hasbro, and it's meant to replace the Bucky Cap mold, which has been used for, we'll call it, ever. And the Bucky Cap mold, great mold, especially for its time. When it came out, it gave us some great articulation that we hadn't seen prior to, but this test of time, the overuse and reuse of the mold, the hips suffered. You couldn't get them to split as far for some crazy reason. I don't even understand how that's even possible, but that did occur. And simply the overuse. There were too many characters that were sharing that book, so they all looked like they followed the same workout regimens. And this one is a replacement for it. We will compare a Bucky Cap molded figure with this later in this review, but I can already see some different things, newer things, additional things, I should say, that Bucky Cap didn't have. So yeah, we're going to investigate that momentarily as we get Vulcan off of our platter and get up close and personal. So here we have Vulcan up close and personal, and we'll check out the details of the figure itself, the character, and the design and everything else, and then we'll go over the nuances of this new mold, which, because this is the first character that has used the mold, it gets its name. So this officially is called the Vulcan mold. So let's take a look at Vulcan, starting with the head sculpt. Looking at the face, you can see the eyes are the way they're painted in. It's like his power set is trying to burgeon out, and like I said, it sure would be nice to have gotten some accessories to demonstrate some of those powers. The face looks good. The comic-based figures have been using the photoreal tech as well. The digital printing is probably more apropos a title for that. He's got the nice hair right there. I'm going to get back so we can stay in focus. And he is molded in red, and have the blue paint apps. So fortunately, darker paint is over what the plastic is, what color the plastic is molded in, so that makes it a little bit, as far as looking at the paint apps, it doesn't look as sloppy. You don't see anything coming through because the paint is actually darker than the color of the plastic, so that's cool. You see you've got that blue on the shoulders there, and they seem to be nice. You got the blue at the right there at the top of the gloves. The gloves, the hands themselves molded in blue, so that's cool. And you've got that gold belt, molded in gold the belt is, and it's got the red inside the X. The gold looks kind of cheap to me. That's probably a little harsh, but it is what it is. Looking around, one thing that stands out, if you look at the elbows, which are pinless, you notice that they're darker than the upper or lower arm. Both sides is that way. So I don't know what that's all about. Going down, legs molded in that red. You've got the same issue with the pinless knees. They're molded in a different color red. Once again, I don't know what that's all about. Then going down, we've got the gold colored boots, and of course the shoes. In the back, nothing to write home about. Vulcan has a very basic uniform / costume. So you've got the blue over there. Once again, you've got those that head sculpt, which is pretty nice there. Very the paint apps are pretty good. Now we can go over the articulation, and of course in doing so we'll point out the differences with this mold versus the Bucky Cap. One of the things that are the same, it's the head is on a ball hinge, so he can look up that far, which is very good. He is a flyer, so that's great for flight poses. He can look down that far. It's kind of funky the way it is, the way the head is sitting on the neck. That looks unnatural, but at least you can get him to look down. If you just angle him correctly, you won't even notice that. He can go 360 with the rotation. He doesn't give you that much in the way of left and right rotation / attitude. He has butterfly joints, so that's an improvement over the Bucky Cap. He can of course get his shoulders up to about 90, and he can rotate 360. He has bicep swivel. I already spoke on the double jointed pinless elbows, so you see you got that. That's great. He's got a wrist hinge and a horizontal swivel. As far as his torso articulation, he's got an ab crunch You can go forward that well. That's pretty cool. You can go back that far. Of course, you get the gap though when you go back that far. It is what it is. He has waist rotation. As far as his hips, he can get his legs out that far and get his legs out to about 90, which is cool. You got the thigh swivel. He's got double jointed pinless knees. You can get them that much, so that's pretty cool. He does have a boot cuff. He can point his toe that far forward and that far up. He does give you a generous ankle pivot. And as always, you got the holes, peg holes, at the bottom of his feet. Taking a measurement of Vulcan, we're going to see right now that he's coming in at about 6.5 inches tall. That translates metrically to about 16 centimeters. So he's got some decent size to him. I believe he's a little bit taller than the Bucky Cap. In fact, we'll check that out after we see what he looks like with his large amount of accessories. Here's our Gabriel Summers, aka Vulcan, with his additional set of hands, the open hands, and yeah, that's all we get. So here we have Vulcan next to Daredevil. I picked Daredevil because he's on the Bucky Cap body mold, and definitely typical. You can already see the differences. The Vulcan body mold is a bit bulkier, beefier than the Bucky Cap body mold. It's also taller. So we've gained some height with the soon-to-be standard body mold for Hasbro Marvel Legends. Another thing that you might be able to tell just from them standing there, but the itsy bitsy feet syndrome has been done away with. Just in case you can't see it, let me show you the feet that way. You can see that Daredevil's feet straight tiny. You blow on him and he'll fall over. So yeah, you see those differences right there. And of course, the Vulcan body mold has those butterfly joints where the Bucky Cap is lacking. But other than that, they have everything else is more or less the same. I don't recall. I'll check right now. May as well on camera. The hip section. This was one of the ones that actually the hips were pretty decent in terms of being able to spread them out. So that's cool. There are some figures that are utilizing Bucky Cap mold where the hips didn't go out as far as you just saw. But fortunately, this does. Hopefully, we'll get a Daredevil on a superposable buck as introduced by Spider-Man. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Here we have what I call the partial group shot of Vulcan alongside the previous 3 figures I've reviewed from this wave. And this is, as I stated at the beginning, very slowly releasing wave. They're all coming out piecemeal some kind of way. I got Vulcan from Target, and Target the last several months with their Marvel Legends figures waves, they've been getting solid cases of singular characters, not case wave assortments at all. So I got Vulcan from Target. I got Sabretooth, Siren, and He Claws Wolverine from GameStop online. Like I said, piecemeal. I saw today that Big Bad Toy Store has Maggot, and that's all they got. Everything else is still on pre-order, scheduled for November sometime, according to the release date. But yeah, so this is slow, taking its time. which means it'll be even longer coming to get Bonebreaker built. But hey, it is what it is. We can only get what they release, what we find, right? So yep, that's how it goes down. So here we go. You know the rules. You hear me harp on no accessories, especially energy effects. You got to know by now. I'm going to dig into my coffers and come up with something. So here we have our boy Vulcan with some energy effects courtesy of Can of Beams. I think they look real good. Now that I've got Vulcan, I'm going to have to get some more energy effects. Can of Beams has come out with effects for energy projection from the eyes, at least you know the pulsing kind, as well as strings of energy that wrap around the body. I'm gonna have to invest in some of those because that's kind of the pose that Vulcan is in on the artwork on his packaging. But yeah, this looks pretty doggone good right here with those energy effects. Yeah, got to go third party like I always say, fellas. Got to do that. Enhance your figs if you have to. So I'll let that be the summary of that. The figure is pretty nice, basic. His costume isn't all of that, but I think this is a pretty good inaugural debut for the Vulcan body mold, which is going to eventually phase out the Bucky cap. It's definitely an improvement on the Bucky cap. We've got butterfly joints. It's beefier, it's taller, bigger feet, so it should be easier to stand in the future. And it retains all of the other excellent points of articulation that we've seen before. Pinless knees, pinless elbows, double jointed on both counts. Yeah, pretty good. My paint apps were decent, so I've got no complaints. I look forward to seeing other characters being portrayed in this body mold. We'll see. As far as that goes, the future looks bright. As far as these all these price increases, the future looks bleak. So once again, it is what it is. It's a choice. We don't have to indulge, only if we want to. So I'm not going to pontificate on that. What I will say is thank you guys for rocking with me. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Moving along slowly, trying to get in there. Yeah, I mean, I can't say too much more about that. Trying to get in there, trying to get up, trying to get the subscribership up. So I need you guys to do your part, help a brother out. So yeah, please like or dislike, whatever you want to do. Share this video with others so that way I can run this spiel to them, and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know what's up, what you think, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you want me, if there are any improvements. Hit me up on any of that. If you want to be notified for the next video I upload, hit that notification bell and that will happen for you. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Until the next time, my peeps, remember, the hunt continues. Your knuckle big rucker out. Peace.